Hey guys, Chuke here with Chuke's Outdoor Adventures. Had a lot of fun today. We tested a 9mm and a 10mm against a grizzly bear meat sack. I got the idea from Paul Harrell. I recently discovered his channel and he does these meat sacks simulating a human body. But I thought, wouldn't that be cool if I made a meat sack that simulates a brown bear's body? So what I did is I kind of copied him. I got the pork ribs and I taped it around the two bags of oranges, navel oranges, to simulate the lungs. But on top of that, I got these dog chew bones. These are giant beef bones. They're really heavy duty, even though they've been smoked for 52 hours. It's called the mammoth bone, I think. But, you know, it's a big cow bone, smoked cow bone, dog toy. So I got two of these and put it on the meat sack. And then I was going to do one on either side, but I put them both in the front to simulate, you know, a shoulder bone, a big arm bone from the bear, leg bone. And then I wrapped it in an actual grizzly bear fur. And as you can see, we got some, you know, holes through the fur. So the whole thing was wrapped in there. And anyways, it was a really fun test. But we wanted to see how this ammunition would do against the meat sack. Now you might wonder, well, why the heck would you do a 9mm? Well, because last year, you know, it was in the news. A lot of people know about the guide that killed the grizzly bear. He had a single stack Smith & Wesson, I believe it was the 3953 model, one of the greatest single stack Smith & Wesson models ever produced, of 9mm, all steel. And he killed this charging grizzly bear. It wasn't a huge one, but it was a big, you know, brown bear with his 9mm. Now he had plus P buffalo bore ammunition, but the whole thing is just really mysterious. You know, I read the article, said he shot it in the neck, and then he, you know, he's waiting for a couple shots and he got it. What confuses me is I went into one of my favorite gun shops and the guy was telling me that he talked to Fish and Game, and, you know, Fish and Game saw some wounds, but they couldn't find the kill shot. They dissected the animal and they couldn't find the kill shot. So the whole story is kind of confusing to me. But I wanted to test it out and see what a 9mm would do. So we started out with the first shot of 9mm was Extreme Penetrator, of course. I'm a big fan of Hornaday's Extreme Penetrator. The second one was this Hornaday Critical Defense. Now this is, it's the patented FTX bullet. So it's got like a hollow point, and, you know, then they fill the center, you know, with the red polymer stuff. And so here's the footage of shooting those two shots into the meat sack. Okay, first with Extreme Penetrator, and then what was it? Oh, Critical Defense. Eyes and ears, people. Eyes and ears, people. Okay. Next, 10mm. Well, let's check it out first. Oh, wow. I think I missed the bone. This one, oh no, wow.
It went through the bone.
The 9mm destroyed the bone. Wow, impressive. We'll see if we can find the bullet. Interesting. That's impressive. See if it went through. It actually might be in there. Oh no, went out the back. I'll have to look for it. Wow. So I was surprised. The Extreme Penetrator round of the 9mm we couldn't find, but it shattered that bone. And I think it veered off too. You know, we did a lot of damage to the oranges. We shredded the pork ribs. But I think it veered off because a lot of shots seemed to go, they'd hit the bone and go straight down and they'd blow out the bottom of my table, which was weird. But I was impressed with this Extreme Penetrator. The Hornaday Critical Defense, however, it didn't open up. it just went in and hit the bone, and it did some damage, but it didn't flower open. It just kind of crumpled in on itself, which was really odd. So I really wasn't that impressed with the Hornady Critical Defense. I thought it would be better than that. And you know, we found it just, you know, we found it pretty easy on the ground. So take away from that, maybe a 9mm could do some damage if you had some good rounds like the Buffalo Bore, the Hornady Extreme Penetrator. You know, I definitely wouldn't want a 9mm on a charging Grizzly, but if that's all you had, that's the kind of ammo that I would want. Next up, we did the 10mm. Here's the footage from the shots with the 10mm.
The 10mm Extreme Penetrator, and then a hollow point. Oh man. The oranges are crushed. I think we missed the ribs, but we'll see if we can find any rounds.
So with the 10mm, the first shot is of course the Extreme Penetrator. And we didn't recover that round. I think it did a lot of damage from just, you know, pulling apart all the oranges and everything. It might have hit I think it hit the big bone too, because the big bone just kept getting more shredded. But the hollow point, the second shot was with a Sig Sauer jacketed hollow point. This is a 180 grain V crown, and it's separated from its jacket. I didn't find the lead center. I found some bits and pieces, and I found bits and pieces of jacket, but I found the outside of the jacket. So I think it did do some explosive damage, but you can even see shavings of bone inside this jacket, which is interesting. But you know, Military Arms Channel did a video on how hollow points really they're not effective against bone, and I believe it. I would rather have a solid projectile rather than one of these hollow points, because they look like they just hit the bone and separated and you know, did some damage but dispersed. So not very impressed with the hollow point against heavy bone of a big animal. This one escaped any damage, but it did kind of get ricocheted right here, but we missed this one. So yeah, it was pretty interesting. My takeaway point is, you know, before I was thinking I wanted hollow points in the 10mm, just because the two guys that I personally know that killed brown bears had hollow points. And you know, maybe it would be good for a headshot, but if you're trying to hit the shoulders or anything, I don't think, based on this test, hollow points are going to do it. I'm going to stick with Extreme Penetrator, Buffalo Bore, you know, maybe even Full Metal Jacket, but I think I'm going away from the hollow points, and in my experience, they're not as reliable in my Glock 20, which is something I have to tweak out too, and that's been annoying too. So let me know what you guys think. I'm doing this exact test, but with the 460 Roland and the 454 Casull next week. So stay tuned for that. Please like and subscribe, and let me know what you guys think. Thanks guys. Chuke, your friend in the field.